Get ready, because what Richard Lawson just revealed has the internet going wild, and not in a good way. Tina Knowles' ex-husband just dropped a shocking claim that caught everyone off guard. According to him, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's youngest son, Sir Carter, isn't just shy or low-key, he's allegedly severely autistic. But that's not all. Richard also said that Sir has supposedly been living in a full-time care facility for years. Fans have often wondered why Sir is rarely seen, while his twin sister, Rumi, has slowly been stepping into the public eye. Rumi has appeared in Beyoncé's visuals, joined her at special events, and even walked on stage during Beyoncé's tour. Meanwhile, there's been almost no sign of Sir, no red carpet sightings, no cameos, not even a random photo from the paparazzi. Now that Richard has come out with this upsetting story, people are trying to make sense of it all. Could this be why Beyoncé has become so protective about her personal life? Is this the reason Jay-Z keeps things so private when it comes to family? Social media is on fire, and the conversation is serious. And this isn't some rumor that came from a late-night Reddit post. This came directly from Richard Lawson, Beyoncé's former stepdad, who apparently shared this in a recent conversation. He didn't whisper it or hint at it. He reportedly said it like it was just another fact. The second he said those words, social media exploded. If what he said is true, it could explain a lot of things that fans have quietly questioned for a long time. Since the twins were born, people have noticed that Rumi appears in the spotlight more than Sir. Rumi has been shown in Beyoncé's visuals, posted on Instagram, and even seen on family vacations.
Somebody wants to join. Now let's go do our play date.
And
Meanwhile, Sir has barely been seen. There haven't been any official photos since he was a baby. No public appearances, no cameos, just complete silence. Fans always figured Beyoncé was simply being protective. But now, after what Richard allegedly revealed, people are starting to view that silence very differently. What's even more surprising is what's being said next. Based on growing talk around Richard's comments, it's not just that Sir might have autism. The claim is that Beyoncé and Jay-Z couldn't handle the situation, so they decided to place him in a private, full-time care facility. It's said to be extremely exclusive and expensive, but still, it's not their family home. That part has left many in shock. Some are accusing them of giving up on their son. Others believe it may have been a painful but necessary choice. Either way, it clashes hard with the perfect, family-focused image the Carters have shown the world for so long. What's making it even more complicated is the silence. No comments, no denials, no response at all from Beyoncé or Jay-Z. While they've always kept their kids' lives private, the fact that someone so close, like Richard, would say something this sensitive, especially after his split from Tina, has people wondering, was it an accident? Was he being spiteful? Or did he just speak a truth that was supposed to stay hidden? No one's sure. People are also pointing out how Beyoncé seems much more open when it comes to sharing Blue Ivy and Rumi. But with Sir, there's a visible emotional gap. If these claims are true, it might explain everything. It could be the reason Beyoncé and Jay-Z have become even more private than usual. Because if the public found out they sent their son to live away from them, even in the best care, it could destroy the image they've worked for years to protect. And here's what's really shocking. Tina might have seen this coming. During her divorce, she made Richard sign a non-disclosure agreement that banned him from speaking about her kids or grandkids. Reports say they also agreed not to say anything negative about each other or their families, and that any public comments about the divorce would need to be discussed and approved by both. In case you're wondering how Richard knew so much, it's because even though he and Tina were only married for 9 years, their history goes way back. They first met when Tina was pregnant with Beyoncé. Nothing happened between them at the time, but after Tina divorced Matthew Knowles, she and Richard finally got together. There were even rumors that Tina and Richard were involved before her marriage with Matthew ended. But considering Matthew was out doing his own thing, most people didn't blame Tina too much if she had something on the side. Beyoncé's former vocal coach David Brewer once shared that he accidentally walked in on Tina kissing Richard at her house. He wrote that Tina was supposed to be at work, but when he stopped by to get his keyboard, he found her with Richard. It was awkward, but she introduced him, calling Richard her cousin and claiming he was dealing with substance issues. Tina and Richard ended up marrying in 2015 after her divorce from Matthew, but things didn't always seem great. Fans noticed that Tina sometimes acted distant or even cold toward Richard, like during a specific moment when she said something that rubbed people the wrong way.
I envisioned the type of man I wanted. I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But, you know,
No.
he has a lot of the qualities. No. He has a lot of the qualities that that I love, and we're having a really good time, and I'm enjoying life. So there is hope, women.
When fans noticed how odd her comment sounded, she didn't backtrack. Instead, she doubled down by saying, "I'm careful not to confuse excellence with perfection. I can aim for excellence. Perfection is up to God." She also shared the quote with a caption saying she completely agreed with Michael J. Fox's words. She said she believes anyone who thinks they or anyone else can be perfect is fooling themselves, and that only God can be perfect. It's no shock that this same person is now spilling information about Beyoncé's kids, and there's a lot going on. Beyoncé has always done her best to protect her children's privacy and rarely shares anything about them, but recently she's been more open. Blue Ivy has been performing on stage with her and has been doing incredibly well during the Cowboy Carter tour. She's been confident, energetic, and clearly enjoying her time up there. Then there's Rumi, who's been another big moment on the tour. During the song Protector, she's supposed to do a small dance, but she often gets so excited she forgets the steps and just goes with the flow. It's honestly adorable to watch. She's clearly having a blast. One time, she even grabbed Beyoncé's mic and shouted, "That made me so happy." It was a wholesome moment, and you could tell she was just soaking it all in. Still, that moment sparked some online speculation. Some fans began analyzing Rumi's behavior and suggested that her jumping and waving her arms might be signs of autism. They pointed out what looked like stimming, which is short for self-stimulatory behavior. Stimming usually includes repetitive movements or sounds that help people cope with emotions or sensory overload. And while Rumi's behavior could fit that description, it's also just as likely that she was simply thrilled to be on stage in front of a huge audience, with all the lights and sounds adding to her excitement. Some people online insisted her behavior confirmed she's autistic, though they say her case might be less intense than her brother Sir's. Richard claimed Sir's condition is more serious, which led fans to go back and talk about Beyoncé's pregnancy with the twins. It was tough. She had several health issues, including preeclampsia, and eventually had to go through an emergency C-section. There were even reports that one of the twins' heartbeats stopped more than once. Many fans now think it was Sir's. In an interview with Vogue, Beyoncé shared that she weighed 218 pounds on the day she gave birth to Rumi and Sir. She talked about being swollen from toxemia and said she had been on bed rest for over a month. Her health and the baby's health were in danger, so doctors performed an emergency C-section. After the birth, the twins spent weeks in the NICU. Beyoncé said she was in survival mode and didn't fully process what happened until much later. She explained how major the surgery was. Her core felt different. Some organs had been temporarily moved, and she needed time to heal and recover. This led to more fan theories, with some saying that complications from preeclampsia might have led to developmental issues for Sir. There's no real proof to back that up, but it hasn't stopped people from guessing. Then there was an interview where Beyoncé talked about her children. When talking about her daughters, she said it was important they see themselves as leaders, confident in who they are, and free to be whatever they want. But when she mentioned her son, her tone shifted. She said she hopes to teach him to resist online pressure about who he should be or how he should express love. She said she wants him to feel free to grow into his own identity and understand that the power to exist fully in the world comes from within. Things started heating up even more when a few celebrities chimed in. Azealia Banks stirred things up, saying that Beyoncé and Jay-Z were keeping Sir away from the public to avoid judgment. It echoed Richard's claims. She tweeted, "Stop hiding your son. People are going to find out eventually, and it's going to look bad if you seem ashamed of your own child." Then Kanye West added more fuel to the fire. He said, "Wait, has anyone seen Beyoncé and Jay-Z's younger kids? They're retarded." He went on to say, "This is why artificial insemination is a blessing," and claimed no one, not even Jay-Z, could silence him. Since Kanye used to be close to the family, people wondered if he knew something the public didn't. That only made the rumors grow. Blogs, fan pages, and even news outlets picked it up, turning it into a full-blown discussion. Some said the Carters were just private people trying to protect their child, while others were sure they were hiding something. Many fans defended them, saying it made sense not to push a child into the spotlight, especially with the pressure that comes with fame. But the silence from Beyoncé and Jay-Z only made people more curious. Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mom, is the only one in the family who's really spoken about Sir recently. She said Sir enjoys reading, is into electronics, and is quiet and very smart. That's part of why we don't see much of him.
How does that mean to you? Tell us a little bit about Rumi and how excited
Well,
she is.
Rumi is amazing. She's an amazing artist, like painter and creator. And so, I mean, how could they be anything else growing up in that environment? That's all we talk about is creativity and fashion and the whole thing.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff as much.
Beyoncé's mom once shared that Sir's favorite story is about the smallest tree being the strongest. But some fans think the family's trying too hard to prove a point. Richard compared it to how Toni Braxton handled her son Diesel's autism. She accepted it early and supported him. Diesel is now 22 and just graduated from Howard University. Richard dropping all this info is wild, and we want to know your take. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates and celeb tea you won't hear anywhere else.